Why to use Python for data engineering? The first thing is it has a larger community. So when I say community, that is what I was saying, right? If you don't know any question, if you don't know any answer, you simply go and ask in community. You simply go and browse. You simply go and ask this question in Google. You simply go and ask this question in any AI tool. You will get the answer. For example, how to read one full line, just go and write something. You'll already get the answers. How to convert some file system in Python, you'll already get the answers. So the good thing about Python is, as I said, already there are code that is available. You just need to pick the right code and we have to use it at the right place. Again, I'm saying no one expects you to write the code from scratch if you are working in your projects. Right? Maybe for the interview purpose, they may ask you, do you know Python? Write this Python code. I'll ask a question, you write a code. Those type of things can come into the question tab. But if you are writing the code for a program or for your projects, just try to understand you can pick the code from wherever you want and you can put wherever you want. And but one thing which we expect is the logic should be fulfilled. Now, as I said, it has a larger community where you can ask questions and you can get the solutions. And that should be your first point, right? Now, followed by very easy syntax. Very easy syntax. They have made it very, very simple. As I said, it's a new generation of way of writing. When I was learning coding, a lot of syntax, I used to learn Java first. So Java is the toughest language where you have to maintain the syntax, where you have to understand the core concepts, where you have to focus on all the like small things here. But here, it's very easy. It's very easy. So because of this easy syntax, we are again preferring to use Python. Just remember, data engineering is a Mount Everest. Data engineering is a Mount Everest, and you're climbing Mount Everest. You're climbing to the top of the mountain there. In order to climb, you have to make yourself free. You cannot call you cannot take all the heavy load and you cannot go to the Mount Everest, right? You have to make yourself free. And that is why we are reaching the top position, but we are making other things easy. And that is why we are choosing a language making us easy to take there, right? So you cannot take all the heavy load and you cannot climb Mount Everest. Not possible. You have to walk as freely as possible, right? To do that is what we are preferring a language which should be very easy, should be easily possible for us to implement the logic. And that will be the second case, easy syntax. Now, I was talking about how easy it is. Let's go and see this simple example. Okay. You all people have joined today for Python class. As in then I just need to wish you good morning. As in then I just need to wish you good morning. It could be a good morning. It could be a hello world. It could be welcome to class. It could be anything. If I want to simply print a statement, if I want to simply print a statement, see the difference in Java. In Java, we have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 6 lines. And you may observe how many brackets are there, right? Almost 2 open brackets, close brackets. So just to tell you welcome or hello, I don't know what is this public, I don't know what is this static, I don't know what is this void, I don't know what is this made, what is this, what is this, what is this, what is this, what is this? Is it really required to write this much of code? And that is how your difficult Java is. If you want to write a simple hello world, the amount of time that you spend on coding, as well as a syntax, as well as the right words, right syntax, is a bit hard. And in Python, just one statement as simple as that, right? Now, this is a clear indication for you saying that if you want to write a simple word, the preferred language will definitely be Python here. And this makes it easier for us using for data engineering pipelines, right? Now, in the start of the line, I was actually talking about Python is a dynamically typed programming. What is this dynamically typed programming? If you take any coding language, before we use any variables, we need to go and tell them what type of variable it is. So variable means I'm going to use it for some calculations. For example, I want to add two numbers. I want to subtract two numbers. For that, I need to assign some variables, correct? Variable is something which holds some records as of now. Now, if you see here, in Java, I have to use a data and I have to use a 6. So what we'll do, first I have to go and define string A equal to data, integer B equal to 6. That means before even using in your programming, you have to first declare it. What is a declare? You need to tell what type of value can be stored in A, what type of value can be stored in B. So that means you're saying that in A, I am going to store a type called string because data is a string. And in B, it's just a number. I have to tell them that what is this B? Come on, B is nothing but integer. I need to tell this. I need to tell this. Now, this is called static type programming. That means you need to declare it. Without declaring, you cannot use it. Now, this is actually happens in Java. But if you take a Python, it's actually called dynamically typed programming. Now, what do you mean by dynamic type programming? As simple as that. You use it first, and then after that, it will get created. Okay, for example, if you are going with A, you can directly assign A equal to data. You can directly assign B equal to 8. Now, the moment you assign A, the value that is assigned to A doesn't even care about the data type. It will first assign and then only it will think about data type. Now, like this, the data types will be created at the runtime itself. That is how it is called dynamically typed programming. And you will be seeing a lot of things in the coming days. So at this point of time, just assume that your Python is dynamically typed programming where you need not focus on data types. Okay, what is that variable? Whether the variable has to be like predefined. Should I go and assign it and then only I can use it? Don't worry about anything. You can simply go and assign it, right? Now, uh, I'm not here to debate Java is good or Python is good. It's all about my usage, right? Today also, even though I'm going to teach Python, I can very proudly say that Java is evergreen. Java is evergreen. Right from the beginning, we have seen Java has been clicked in all of the industries. The most of the applications which you see, which you're using on your desktop applications, most of the applications is written in Java. I'm saying that there is no ever replacement to, there is no ever replacement to Java. Okay. IPL season is coming, right? So we have IPL season is going on, and down the line we also have a T20 World Cup. Every day, one thing which you've been hearing is there is always a debate that happens. Should Virat Kohli be selected? Should Virat Kohli be selected for the World Cup because of the slow innings, right? We always have keep seeing this. You know what? Virat Kohli is evergreen, right? Right from throughout his career, the consistency he has maintained, the number of runs he has scored is on top. He has done a lot of things for India, but still, now we have come to a stage whether we are thinking whether we should really select him, right? Because in a new norm, like in the new world, people are scoring 280 and 290. There was a case where for 50 overs we used to score 280, 270. Right? In a 50 overs match, we used to score 270 or 280. But now we have come to a stage where for 20 overs, people are scoring 280, 270. Now the things have changed, right? So we cannot still rely on most of the old technologies. That's why we are shifting gears from Java to Python. So Python is for different use case. Java is for different use case. Again, I'm saying each one will have pros and cons, right? Each one will have pros and cons. Now, if you ask me, in Java, you can build web applications, you can build your enterprise applications, you can use it for testing, you can use it for n number of use cases, right? But the only problem is your Java cannot be used for your data engineering or data science or data analyst. Only for this purpose, we cannot use Java. Because data science, data engineering, the subject itself is tough, and you're overcomplicating it if you're writing it in Java. Both are programming language, but you're overcomplicating it if you're writing that in Java. But I am saying your Python is also good for web applications. Your Python is also can be used for desktop applications. You can do whatever you want in Python, but it may not be that effective. It may not be that effective. See, I'll say you very simple, okay? In my home, my mom also can cook. I can also cook. We both know cooking. One day she cooks food, another day I cook food. We both can cook. But when I go and cook, I'll completely mess up the kitchen, right? I'll instead of using one whistle, maybe I would have used four whistles. Instead of using one stove, I would have used a couple of stoves there, messed up, spill the water, spill the things. Vegetable, when I'm cutting the vegetables, I would have wasted few. So that type of inefficiency will be there, but taste will be good. But if you ask my mom, the way she cooks the food, she goes back to comes out of the kitchen, exactly the kitchen will be exactly like how it was before. That type of clean it will be there, right? So taste wise, yeah. So both can cook, but who is efficient that point of time, right? So that is where I'm saying both will have pros and cons. Now in the recent times, I can watch YouTube videos and I can cook. It's not a big deal, right? So everyone can do cooking, and the moment you open Instagram reels or YouTube shorts, only cooking videos comes, right? Nowadays we have trend like that, right? A lot of people are like getting famous only in the cooking videos. So anyone can cook. She doesn't, my mom doesn't watch any YouTube video, but she cooks with experience, right? So two different use cases, but both can cook. But who is good at that point of time really matters. So I'm not here to debate whether Python is good or Java is good. All I really need is for which application, what is important. So here you can build your desktop application even in Python and Java, but most efficient one is Java. That's why I'm saying, right? I will never ever put down Java. It is always an evergreen. But Python is also evergreen. For what? If you want to build models, if you want to build pipelines, if you want to write some code for data engineering, I would say Python is good. So Python is good for what we need. Java is good for the applications that we already have in the market. What makes the Python a special feature, right? As I said, each programming language has few features. See, again, a season of cricket is going on. Let me try to bring that example. We have all-rounders, we have fielding, we have bowling. So a team will be a combination of bowlers, batsmen, and all-rounders, right? Now, what does this all-rounders do, right? So all-rounders are, they take some features from batting team, they take some features from the bowling people, and they club it and they perform. And that's why we call them as an all-rounder. Similarly, in my case, Python is also a all-rounder. Maybe it's not perfect in everything, but it knows everything, right? So what does this do? It actually takes some of the functional features from C. C is a programming language. It takes some of the functional features. When I say functional features, you can write logics and you can call one logic inside another logic. We can write a block by block code. So we can call this as a functional language. Followed by we have Java. So Java, the mainly important feature of Java is OOPS concept. So OOPS is nothing but it's like a object oriented programming. So object oriented programming, what happens, everything you consider as a objects, like you consider as a class. For example, as I told you, you have to first write a skeleton. You take any car, every car will have an engine, every car will have a steering. But how do you consider this as an object? So it first defines a skeleton of the system. So that is what is called OOPS concept. And this Python, they can do everything. They can do everything, right? It can use the functional programming language features. It can also be done for scripting. You can also write OOPS concept. You can also write a modular in the sense you can write module by module and we can reuse it. That is also possible. Now, this Python does everything, but one thing which it is very much famous is one thing which is very much famous is it is famous for its data related capabilities. It provides a lot of great libraries where you can work with your data driven technologies, right? Now, as I said, why Python is famous is it is not focusing on only on one way. It is using functional programming language. It is learning from functional programming from C. It is learning OOPS features from C++ Java. It is learning scripting language. It is doing modular programming. All this combination is what is making Python one of the best, large community, easy syntax, and open source. So what is this open source? People always prefer for free, right? If anything is like a pricing, people will usually don't use it. Okay, I'll give an example. In your Android phone or in your iPhone, all the applications which you have is actually free. What if I told you that Instagram is, you have to pay for Instagram? You have to pay for what? In case if it is costing, would you have ever used it? No, right? So we always prefer anything which is open to public, open to download, open to free. That is what we are also preferring for. We want to use Python means it has to be free. If someone says that, hey, you have to pay this much, no one is going to do that. So the open source feature is also making for us easier to use this for our data engineering, right? Now, the most important thing about Python and specifically we use for data engineering is it has lot of rich libraries. So what is a library? Library is set of a place where set of books will be there, right? You go into library, you can take any reference book and you can read, you can prepare, you can do whatever you want, right? Now you're not asking you to go and write a new book, but whatever the book is there, we are asking you to refer. Same way, if we are asking you to write some logic, most of the logics are already present in libraries. We just want to reuse it. We just want to reuse it. And that is why you see that we have something like pandas, PySpark, and NumPy, scikit-learn. All these are libraries which already the logic they have written, they have already used the functions and you're going to just refer it. Now that's why it's just called rich libraries, right? Now, at last, one thing which I need to say is if you start comparing the job opportunities, Python stands on top. Python stands on top. So Python is one of the language which most of the your market people will ask. They're asking because everyone wants their work to be done very easily. So if you compare all the languages, your Python is the most asked technology in the real time. This is more than enough for you to crack the opportunity. But we will be learning Python for data engineering perspective. So that is one thing which we can say job opportunity wise, this has a lot of opportunities. And as I said, the last option, which I would also consider as a platform independent. So Python never says that, yeah, I'll work only in Mac machine, I'll work only in Windows machine, I'll work in only in Ubuntu machine. There is nothing like that. You can install and you can work Python in any machine, any OS. Now that's the beauty of Python, right? So we have seen all of these features, and that summarizes why we are using Python for data engineering. Now, again, I'm saying data engineering is a Mount Everest. You cannot take all the heavy loading while climbing. You have to make it as simple as possible. So to go on top, you need to make your things smooth. You need to make your path clear. For that, I'm choosing a technology which is Python, which is the most convenient way to write it. I've shown you a clear example. For simple welcome to KSR itself, in Java, I have to write 6 lines. In Python, it's just a 1 line. So I'm making my work easier. Let's see how this Python programming is helpful. As we know, anyone can learn. Now that is what the technology has been invoked in human's brain, right? So as I said, very easy to learn, readable. You can install in any machine. Memory management so good that you can always use it for big data. You have very much a strong libraries. Lot of libraries are there. We can reuse it. Exception handling. If something goes wrong, you can make sure which is easier to understand. You can get the error. Open source. Pretty much anyone can download. So all these programming features making me to always go with Python and not on Java. If Java, see, Java is also evergreen. When Java itself is not preferred, forget about all the other technologies like C, C++, .NET, forget about all that. Java itself we are not preferring. So all these are the features that why we are preferring Python for our data engineering work. So as I said, you can build web application, you can build a desktop application, you can also build some games, software development, scientific calculations. You can also process your audio files, video files. You can even build IRCTC website, image processing. All this we can do, but we will use Python for data engineering, data science, data analysis. For all of this data driven technologies or AI technologies, we can start using Python, right? So Python is also like an ocean, but what is our scope? We will learn that. What we need as a data engineer, we want to communicate to different tools. We want to talk to Excel files, we want to talk to SQL files, we want to talk to different systems. Well, that is where we will be using Python, and that is where Python will be helpful for us. The problem with SQL was you can communicate only with a database, right? For example, if you want to survive in India, you have to know a language called Hindi. Hindi is more than enough if you want to survive in India. Anywhere you go, people will understand Hindi. With this Hindi, if you're asking, can I survive all over the world? The answer is no. Most of the countries don't even know what language it is. So in order to survive outside India, you need to know English. Similarly, in order to talk to outside tools, you have to know one programming language that is nothing but my Python.